Good afternoon, 7th grade students. This is Unit 5 test corrections. So on your test corrections, put Unit 5 in the top right corner. Here we go. Question number 1. Felicia earns $800 a month. The table below shows her budget. And I'm going to cut to the chase and go to the question. Which statement is supported by the information in the table? A, Felicia spends 10% of her monthly budget on clothes and food. Clothes and food. Well, clothes is $50. Food is $100. If I add those together, I get $150 out of her $800 a month budget. We're going to use $800 for all of these. And I want to find out what percent that is. And that would be, get my calculator out, that would be 18.75%. It's not it. B says 25% on her car payment. Her car payment is $275. 275 out of 800 is what percent? So let me get out my handy calculator. And I get about 34%, a little bit more than 34%. Too big. C, 20% on college and savings, or on college savings. College savings is 200. 200 out of 800. Well, that's 1/4. I can tell you that's 25%. Too big. D, car payment and cell phone. Was this a hard question? Yeah, I put the hard question at the beginning, at the end. Car payment and cell phone. A little bit of work on this one. That is $400. Her budget's $800. I recognize that that is half. That's 50%. So the correct answer was D. How much work I had to do on that one. Thought I'd hit you with that while we were fresh. Number 2 through 6 were open-ended. Roberto opens a savings account with an initial deposit of $8,000 and he will earn 5% per year. How about after 3 years? Well, it'll be $8,000 times 0.05 times 3. To find the interest, it's principal times rate times time. That's for the interest. So it's 8,000 times 0.05 times 3, and it's $1,200 interest. That's more than you really get at the bank. Question 2, what is the total amount he will have in his account? Well, all I have to do is add the principal back, and that is $9,200 total. So number 2 was $1,200, number 3 was $9,200. Number 4, Mr. Barrett bought a battery for his new car. The battery was $72. Now look, what was the total cost? If you answered something less than 72, then you are shopping at a different store than me, because the battery was 72. He also had to pay a sales tax of 7.5%. So I'm going to change it to a decimal, 0.075 times 72. 0.075 times 72, and I'm going to find out that the tax was $5.40. He also had to pay for the battery. A lot of you had $5.40 for your answer. Reading. Total. Cost. Total. 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 Highlight the question. Read it twice. Why would you miss one when it's just adding? Add the $72 for the battery, and the total was $77.40. Total, total, total. Gotta quit missing those. Number 5, Mr. Lucas bought a new lounge chair. The one he chose was $425. he had to pay a sales tax of 8.2%. So it's 0.082 times 425. What was the amount of sales tax, sales tax, sales tax? Some of you had him paying over $400 in tax. I would walk out before I'd pay $400 more for tax. How about we just multiply 0.082 times 425 and find out a little more reasonable, $34.85 for the tax. Now, a lot of you missed number 6, which I was disappointed. It's a simple proportion. It's $22.10 for 2.6 pounds of salmon. What is the price per pound? Per means 1. I can hear you saying it with me. I'm going to set up a simple proportion. It's money and pounds of salmon. It's $22.10 for 2.6 pounds. How much is it for 1? And I can see, well, I'm not going to multiply times 1, but I am going to divide. You're looking for the unit rate. Always a division problem. You take the money, typically, and divide it by how many units, whatever the unit is. And you would find out the price per pound is $8.50. Now, if you put 8.5, it was technically correct, but you should be thinking, what is the question about? Price per pound, and answering it in money. So you should have put a 0 at the end to show you knew what the problem was about. It's not 8.5, it's $8.50. Okay, number 7. I'm going to go to the question, make sure I'm careful about that part. How much change should Sarah receive? That's going to be, so I'm going to need $10 at the end. So Sarah ordered 2 eggs. Each egg is $1.69. I'm just going to add it twice. A slice of bacon. And a glass of orange juice. So far, a pretty easy problem. Adding with a calculator. But what makes 7th grade harder is it's a lot of extra steps. I get $5.96. And the sales tax was 48 cents. So it's still just adding. So I get $6.44. Well, the question is, how much change should she get back from a $10 bill? When people give you your change back, you start out with the 10, they take off the $6.44 you paid, and the remaining part would be your tax. Or excuse me, your change. So I get A, $3.56. Not a hard problem. All addition and subtraction. It's just about being careful. Number 8 had some really big numbers. But I can recognize as an adult that they're compatible. You could have set up a proportion. It's about her pictures and the megabytes they take up on her, the space it takes up on her computer. 264 pictures takes up 528 megabytes. How many megabytes, don't know megabytes, do 35 of these pictures take up? So you could have done cross products. It's really big numbers, but you would have got the right answer. I recognize that 264 is half of 528, so I'm just going to multiply 35 times 2. You should still be able to get that answer doing it the other way. Easy? So the only tricky ones were proportions. Okay, this is the one we have to just remember the steps. Price was reduced from $80 to $60. By what percentage was the price reduced? Now here we don't have labels, we just have money. So the first step would be finding the reduction. It went down $20. Then we're going to put that under whatever the original or beginning amount was. We're going to put under that rather. And I recognize that percentage. That would be, and you could do cross products again. I can tell you that that would be 25%. If you did 20 times 100 and then divided it by 80, you would get the same answer I did. Okay, hardest problem for the end. And this was the hardest problem by far. His net worth is $101,800. We're going to need that. We're trying to find out the value of his house. Well, whenever you're working with integers, I think it's important to collect all the positives and all the negatives. So I'm going to add his liabilities together. In fact, I'm going to put assets and liabilities. He owes $16,300 plus another $3,400. So I'm going to add those together. I'm going to find his liabilities. He owes $19,700. That's bad. But he has some assets. He has his car, he has his checking account, and I'm going to add those together with a calculator. And he has $23,500 worth of assets. Well, I'm going to remove the liabilities. I'm going to subtract to find out what his net worth is without the house. And I find that his net worth is $3,800. Now he also has a house. So it's $3,800 plus the house equals $101,800. So I'm going to turn this around. I'm looking for that missing value. You could guess and check. But I'm going to take $3,800 off of each side. And I would find out that the house is worth $98,000. Now you could plug it in there. You could have guessed and checked. You could plug it in there and you could add the $98,000 to his assets and you'd find that it would still be $101,800. So you could have guessed and checked, and it just would be an addition and subtraction problem. A few steps. Some most important thing is for you to read carefully, establish a process, follow through on it, and check your answer. Read the question again, make sure you're doing the right thing. Hope this helps.